Bonjour, Kanina here. I just frost scraped this deer hide, and I kind of just want cold weather to stay now. I was thinking I was ready for spring, but now no, I want to frost scrape all the deer hides. It's friggin' amazing. I've frost scraped two moose hides, 2.5 moose hides, 1 bison hide. And I felt so burnt out at the end of those hides this winter. If I had known deer was this sweet, and I might have put more effort into working on deer hides. This is the first time I'd worked on deer. I was kind of scared to try because I started scraping with moose hides, like dry scraping like this, and frost scraping with moose hides, and moose hides are so much thicker than deer that I wasn't sure how it would do. So it really took me a long time to build up the the courage or the motivation to try. And I've seen a few people do it on social media, and I thought, okay, I can do it. And my mentor, Uncle Rick, does it, and he says deer is so easy. He's done like 10 in 2 days, something like that. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. This was a hide that my dad fleshed in the fall and laced up, and was thinking we would try dry scraping, but we never got to it. So it just stayed in the woodshed, and until a few weeks ago, and I shaved the deer hair off with an ulu, and then I soaked it, and I was going to put it in a frame then, but I didn't have time, so I just hung it out to freeze dry. And 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I put it in water and let it rehydrate, and then yesterday my son and I stretched it out on the frame, and this morning I came out and knew I only had a very short window for frost scraping because it's warming up quick during the day now. Long gone are our days of -20 all day, so it's really nice and cold, like -20, -15 Celsius, and warming up to when about noon is going to be in single digits. So what another tidbit of info that Uncle Rick shared was that frost scraping hides, I don't know if it's in the winter or all winter, but they're kind of like vampires. You don't want the sun to get on them. So I was really thinking of that and wanting to get this done fast, and luckily I have a spot that is naturally partially shaded, but I've got a big moose hide behind here that has provided shade for me and the hide all morning, and it worked really well. I scraped the hair off of this hide really quickly. I'll have a little bit, I'll share that later. Have you seen, I don't know if you've seen the Dracula with Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman, the final scene, leading up to the final scene, they're racing against the sun in their carriages going up to the castle. It's a really intense scene, and that's kind of how I felt getting this going. And actually, I recommend reading the book. I remember reading the book after I'd watched the movie, and it was just as intense, and very rarely do I feel books are that intense and that engaging that you're just kind of like, whoa. I read it like years ago, but that's what I remember thinking about that book, because it was so accurate. Or the movie did it so well, and because it was written so well. That's my book review. Yeah, so it's amazing. I love this. I'm going to probably cut it out because I don't think I'm going to soften it on the frame. I'll soften it by hand. I'm going to cut it out, soak it again, and get it freezing a few more times before the winter's over, so I get more frost crystal action happening in the hide. I frost scraped the front, the hair side of this deer hide in an hour and 12 minutes. I use the same strategy that I do with moose, using my round scrapers followed by the flat edge scrapers. See these? Those are chatter marks. The minute your blade starts doing that, stop and sharpen it, because if you don't, it's going to do this more, and that's going to damage the surface of your hide. I didn't do that down here a lot at the rump, and a bit here. So I guess I still need that lesson, hey? This is really awesome. I realize I don't want winter to come now, spring to come now. Here's the membrane side of the deer. That took me 22 minutes. So it already started to dry out quite a bit, and some of the flaggy bits, the membrane, weren't coming off. There were some icy chunks that came off really nice, but lots near the thinner parts of the legs didn't, and I'm not too worried about those. Those can come off with buffing or during softening, like in the belly here. Yeah, there's lots of membrane still on here, but I broke it all up enough for the solution to penetrate the skin. And I remember, so when scraping membrane, the goal isn't to scrape. You don't want to scrape any hide, you just want to get the membrane off. So there were a few places I did start to scrape. But overall, this is really sweet.